We are one day away from the big Alabama-LSU game right here on CBS 42 starting at 7 o'clock.
But the Auburn Tigers also have an important game just up the road in Knoxville. CBS 42's Lauren Sisler's in Vols country. Lauren, have the Tigers made it to Rocky Top?
They have made it to Rocky Top, and I got to say, the weather here at Rocky Top, you can definitely feel it, but the fall colors are beautiful. And one color you're going to see a lot of here, a lot of orange. And if you're an Auburn fan, you'd probably rather see more blue. Now, the Auburn Tigers arrived here at Neyland Stadium just before 4 o'clock to do a quick walkthrough, getting ready for the big game against Tennessee. Now, Tennessee, very forgiving here at their home headquarters. They're very tough to play. They always show up, and they never give up the fight.
I mean, just for the fact that, you know, they were able to beat a South Carolina team and had a chance to beat Georgia, both at home. And, of course, that's what I'm looking at. You know, they're a different team at home, and we know we're going to get their best. We got to keep improving. We got to play better than we did last week.
And improvement, always a key word. And the Auburn players remind us it's not what you do in October, but what you do in November that people remember, as is the case with high school football. We enter round 1 of the high school football playoffs, and Chris Womack joining us from Clay-Chalkville for a preview of our game of the week. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Lauren, you can definitely tell it's playoff time here at Cougar Stadium. The freshman Clay-Chalkville football team here to help me welcome the season. And even though Clay-Chalkville had a 9-1 regular season and Hillcrest had a 5-5 campaign, none of that matters anymore. The slates are clean and anything can happen in the playoffs. Now, I'm not quite sure if they replaced the scoreboard at Cougar Stadium, but it's got to be worn out. Clay-Chalkville throws up 45 points a game, and Coach Martin over at Hillcrest sees more than a couple of things they need to prepare for.
Everything. No, they are, you know, Clay-Chalkville's a premier team in the state. They, Coach Hood's done a great job of putting together a consistency of winning seasons at a high level year after year after year, and I know that they're looking to take that next step.
Now, Hillcrest has some tradition of their own, and they have experience. They have 29 seniors who have never missed the playoffs since they've been with the Patriots, but I don't think Clay-Chalkville's worried about that. We got a big game. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Now, CBS 42 Sports.
Alabama facing really its biggest competition since Texas A&M. That'll be tomorrow inside Brian Denny.
And that game has title implications playing out right here on CBS 42.
Title implications just like previous years. We all remember last year the Tide comeback passing game was slow till the end of the game. But remember this? It could have gotten a big chunk play early on, but A.J. McCarron just overthrows Amari Cooper deep for the touchdown. The pair connecting much better recently as Coop's turf toe heals. Now he has to get ready for the Tigers to try to poke at it.
Yeah, it's always a different game than any other game. Even though I only play LSU once, it's like a physical game. They'll push you out to the play and stuff like that, so it's going to be very physical.
Physical indeed, obscured there by somebody's blonde locks. Hey, there's LSU head coach Les Miles making his way into the team hotel in Birmingham. The Tigers will head to Tuscaloosa tomorrow afternoon. Another big matchup taking place a few hundred miles north of here in Knoxville. You know, Lauren Sisler is up there right now. The song says corn don't grow at all on Rocky Top outside Neyland Stadium, Lauren. It's probably because it's pretty cold. Is it cold out there right now?
It is quite chilly here on Rocky Top. However, it is November, and good thing for Auburn, they're rocking the facial hair. I'm sure you've probably heard of it before, No Shave November. And the Auburn Tigers arrived here at Neyland Stadium just before 4 o'clock to get ready for tomorrow's game against Tennessee. And Trey Mason gaining a lot of attention late in the season, named the SEC Offensive Player of the Week for his 4-touchdown performance against Arkansas. Coach Malzahn tells us why Trey Mason has the starring role in the offensive backfield.
He's really coming on. He wanted the ball the other night. You could tell that you know, he was really explosive. He was breaking tackles, and you know, he's a veteran guy and was wanting the football, and we just kept giving it to him. You know, moving forward. I mean, we'll spread the ball around. We've got you know, 2 very talented other running backs, but you know, he was hot, and that's what we go with.
And you got to wonder if maybe that extra facial hair will help give Trey Mason some superhero powers. And Patrick, I got to say, rocking my favorite stash of all, Jake Holland.
All right, thanks, Lauren. You know, G. Norman says 48 degrees out there. The wind blowing off the river should be pretty cold for the Tigers. Trevor Relaford in Alabama going at Oklahoma early. The spin, the cross. T. Relly looking good, but this was a problem for Alabama and Relaford. Called here for his second foul of the first half. He'd have to sit a lot of the game. So Alabama would have problems hanging on to the ball. Also, you see their offensive rebounds a problem for the Tide as Oklahoma sends Alabama their first loss, 82-73. Now back to the gridiron, the high school gridiron that is. In the game of the week, we enter the first week of the playoffs. Clay-Chalkville playing host to Hillcrest tonight, and that's where we find Chris Womack at our game of the week. Chris?
Well, PC, you can definitely tell it's the playoffs because there's a special buzz in the air as Clay-Chalkville plays host to their first-round opponent, Hillcrest. Now, the Patriots are a 4 seed with a 5-5 record, but don't let that deceive you. They played much better than their record shows. But anyways, whatever the case is, that's the past because right now, both teams stand at 0-0.
You know, they're better than their 5-5 record. They lost 3 games on the last play of the game this year. This is the toughest first-round matchup in the state, in my opinion. I think this is a toss-up game, a trap game for Clay. And so if our kids are not ready to play, you know, the great athletes from Hillcrest are certainly capable.
And PC, we've got a great one on hand tonight, and now it's time to hand out our Southeast Crane and Hoist Game of the Week participant plaques. First, to the Hillcrest High School Patriots. Yeah! And now the Clay-Chalkville High School Cougars. Yeah! PC, it's playoff time. I'm excited. They're excited. I know you're excited. Check back tonight at 10 for highlights, reaction, and final scores. Back to you, PC.
Thanks, Chris. Should be a great night of high school football.
Awesome. Thanks, Patrick.
Should be awesome. We'll be right back.